And then men think it's okay to send me D-pics.
Oh, jeez.
Or all the things. It always, I hope all the men watching this here understand, don't do it. If you tell a woman, and I get this a lot, if you tell a woman, hey, I really want to send you a picture, I'm not sure if you're okay with this. I've heard this at least 200 times in my life. Oh, and I say, please don't do that. I don't think I want to see that. You're not ready for that.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man.
What is your dating life now, Kristen? Like for you personally, how's it going? I mean, listen, Kristen Davis needs some love too.
You know what? I have been celibate for 3.5 years.
No, this is wrong. I don't like this. I disagree. This is making us cry.
Can we get a moment of silence, please? Please.
I've been celibate for 3.5 years.
I don't know, Dante. Trust issues might be a problem after everything. Her last boyfriend.
Harry is my new psychologist.
Her last boyfriend ended up cheating with one of her employees.
Yeah, but it's a weird thing because I don't know if you know the format of this show, but I'm always trying to help these guys who don't know how to navigate the sexual, the social and sexual dynamics. And one of the things that's interesting is like a guy will go through a breakup and he'll go, he goes, I'm just going to get myself together. And one of the things I think is that as human beings, we need human contact. We need social interaction. It's just as important as everything. And it's crazy how you facilitated all of this for thousands of people. And then you end up bruised from it and just go like, I'm going to withdraw from this. In a real way, but I think part of intimacy is part of living. It's part of just being a human being.
I agree. I didn't intend to go this long. I had a good friend who I deeply loved, who passed away, and I really was.
Oh man.
Very upset, and I just decided like I'm not going to date for a while because I was grieving. And then by the time I came out of that, I started working. I kind of started going into like midterms and then Bobby Kennedy stuff for 23 and 24. And I was just so busy that, I just didn't want to take the time out. I understand that like, having relationships is a time commitment. And sure. I have a 9-year-old, I have an 80-year-old mother I take care of. I'm running my company, working a political campaign. Any time for connection sort of felt overwhelming.
You need a college cutie, Kristen. We need to get you we need you to get you a college cutie. Somebody who's on the track team, but Division II.
Now I've just gone so long that I'm like, it really, as a woman, a lot of women tend to center men. It is something,
yeah, that's true.
We've had to be chosen, right? Women have had to be chosen historically in order to survive, right? Because, 100 years ago, we couldn't work, whatever. 200 years ago, everybody
couldn't own property, couldn't have credit, everything.
Right, yeah. Right. And so, I think a lot of us, even if we're conscious of it, there's the subconscious desire to be chosen. And I found, throughout my life, that I've had that, and I've not ever really taken time for myself to be like, what makes me happy? And I'm much more successful single. So,
I think everyone is.
You're single-minded.
Relationships, a lot of relationships don't make you better. They just bring problems. And so I think I've gotten to the point where I'm just so content. I'm somebody who's I couldn't have done 2 years in prison, right, without being okay being alone. So I definitely just, am kind of a loner.
I have the image of Kristen driving around playing Jay-Z's 99 Problems, but a bitch ain't one.
And a bitch is all of them.
on full blast. Yeah, no, ironically. Well, now it's not, but back then it was all of them.
It was all of them. Yeah. It was so awful.
Imagine that, Dante. It's tough having balancing one or two girls. Like, when I was on a roster and I had 8 when I had on my roster, but
120.
I can't imagine it. It would drive me nuts. 120.
In 5 different cities.
God.
Well, do you also find that because I realize this also as I do consultations with guys and women and stuff like that, even the stuff that I know to be true, it's a constant reminder of the mistakes that I've made in the past. And those mistakes I just don't make anymore. I would think you have such a plethora of just knowledge in terms of interaction and social dynamics that you'd be great at navigating a relationship and then understanding, when it's going left. Or is it that you get so emotionally that you can't discern it when you're in the relationship?
Oh no, I have great skills of discernment, which is probably why I'm not dating, because, the person that I would be looking for is like, in it, not financially, but it's in the 1% of the 1%. And I don't mean like in terms of your income, because I provide for myself very well. But I mean, like, in order to get me, you have to be a certain kind of man, right? Because you're going to learn about me and you're going to make a lot of assumptions about me that are going to be wrong. And a lot of times I either meet someone. This is maybe why I'm also still celibate, because I either start to interact with someone and it goes one of two ways. They make an assumption about me and I don't feel like investing the energy to tell them that differently, because I can tell that it's an uphill hurdle. Or two, they want to meet someone I know in politics and they think it's so cool and that's all they want to talk about. And I'm instantly turned off to that conversation.
Yeah, that sucks.
So either way, it's never a conversation that, gets us to the next step.
What is the assumptions that they would make?
Oh, goodness. Oh, that that because I used to be a madam, that I also worked, that because I was a madam, that I'm a little vanilla. Like, I ran a vanilla agency. I made millions of dollars in vanilla, and I'm a little vanilla, and I'm okay with that. It's not to say that I can't go not vanilla, but if
that's not all that you are. Yeah, they probably think
your expectation is because you think I'm a madam, that I'm instantly going to want to have threesomes and I'm going to facilitate all these things for you. I don't even.
Well, you definitely own a Catwoman suit. We know this.
Get blocked instantly.
Yeah.
And then men think it's okay to send me D-pics.
Oh, jeez.
Or all the things. It always, I hope all the men watching this here understand, don't do it. If you tell a woman, and I get this a lot. If you tell a woman, hey, I really want to send you a picture, I'm not sure if you're okay with this. I've heard this at least 200 times in my life. Oh, and I say, please don't do that. I don't think I want to see that.
If you love what we're doing here, go to patreon.com. It's the best way to support us, and check out all the bonus content.
That's right. Patreon.com/manschool202. We do weekly bonus episodes. We do listener mail, dating tips. And also, if you love the show, you can go back to the archives starting from episode 1. All the episodes will be there at patreon.com/manschool202.
You're not ready for that. I genuinely mean that. Don't send it. Because if you send me something, which they do, even though I've said no, I'm just going to block you. Or I might take it and throw it online as an example nowadays. Because why would you do that? That's violation of me.
Dante, why do you think guys do that? And also, Kristen, you can answer this. What is the psychology behind this? Like, just I would never.
They don't listen to our podcast. Because
that's for sure.
Like, there's 3 principles that I talk about all the time. It's an acronym. It's called ACE, which is authenticity, credibility, and empathy. Always tell the truth. Always keep your word, and always understand that somebody is going through something that they have. Their life experience is totally different from yours, and be open to see that. And when you send a dick pic, it's your assumption is that this is what I want to do. Of course, she likes it, and to not even. And I've said this before. And I like, even especially when it comes to sex work. I mean, but not even when you're talking about sex work. When you're just talking about a woman giving you their number, they have to. Men don't understand that they have to consider whether or not you might murder them. Like that is on the table. I mean, it may be not pervasively, but you give the wrong, if you can't discern who this person is, you could end up dead behind it, and I just think if men understood that, like, wow, that's something that we don't ever think about, and but not having the empathy to put yourself in somebody else's place really makes it, oh yeah, send her a dick pic, like it's because you're so selfish and so centered.
After she said no, don't send that pic. Don't
definitely not, especially not after then. But don't ever send it unless it's requested. I've never sent any dick pics that weren't requested, and then even then, double time requested, double stamp.
I don't send a dick pic if it's requested. I'm like, I'm not putting myself out there like that. Like, why would I?
Well, you don't put your whole face in it.
I think they're just trying to shoot. Like, at some point, they just want sex, and they're just going to throw it out there to every girl that they're talking to, every woman they're talking to. If she responds to the dick pic, then we can go forward. If not,
but does it work statistically?
I can block them. Maybe
I know, but I mean, after the first 10 times that you do it and it just gets you blocked, wouldn't you stop? Like, I'm taking out all the sexual connotations of it. Like, if I attempt to throw a spiral football, and then the first 10 times, like, wouldn't I adjust my stance? Wouldn't I try to adjust the grip on the football or something?
Yeah.
I wish I could say this was like a 1-off, 2-off, 3-off things.
But
I would say it's at least, I've had it happen at least 100 times.
Wow.
Like 1 out of 5 men. Let's say 1 out of 5 men that I have.
Wow.
The numbers.
Does this come up? Wait, does this come up? You mean like unsolicited in DMs, or these are people
it could be DMs. It could be texting somebody I met off online, or
so you're texting.
Yeah.
Imagine that you get her number, like you're texting back and forth. You know what Kristen looks like? She's an attractive lady. You're hitting it off. You go, let me see if I could fuck this up completely, and throw a hand grenade in there and see if this will make it right.
I know what's gonna work. My ordinary penis is gonna set this right off. And don't get me wrong. I think there's certain situations. If you have a colossal penis and you happen to send it to somebody who is absolutely a unmitigated size queen, that might connect. But what's the chances of? You might as well play roulette instead. Like, it's just
but that woman would have to let you know, hey, she'd have to let you know several times I'm a size queen before you can just go, all right, let's do this.
I'm a size queen. I'm size
right.
queen.
I can't imagine Kristen sent that via text. I don't know. I've only engaged with her a couple minutes here.
I'm gonna go with you on that, Harry. She did not. That was not her lead off. Another thing is, I don't envy you a lot. In fact, I mean, there's a certain level of, I hate to say it, I don't want to seem condescending, but pity, because as you evolve as a human being, your scope of what you'll tolerate is so much smaller. It's just, I've seen this, I've seen that, and so and it's almost like, stupidity is bliss, because as you evolve as a human being, the pickings is slim. It's really slim.
Non-existent. The pickings are non-existent. It's bare. We're in a drought. There's nothing growing. Really. And I've spent, I spend a lot of time and money trying to be the best version of me, from my appearance to my mental health, and I've healed a lot of trauma over the years, things that caused me to make some of these bad decisions. So as I do that, the dating pool becomes very small, because I see, this person has all these problems. They have all these unhealed trauma that they haven't dealt with. That's why they're people pleasing, or that's why they're doing this. And I'm like, I can't deal with that. So
what was the last, can I ask, and these are all personal questions, but I think it's more interesting, just to get your perspective. What was the last date that you did go on? Like, how long has that been?
I went on a date with a guy. I live in Texas now, and it was a lovely date. He was super sweet. I like a man who does the manly things if you tell me where we're going, all of the things. I am super appreciative of all your efforts, and I will tell you I'm appreciative of all your efforts. So you will know and you will feel validated. We had a lovely date, and then I found out he had a newborn and lived with his baby's mama. So that's where that went.
Boy, that's rough.
There's a lot of, I think, and I don't understand this about men either. There's a lot of men that have hidden families, and they go looking to date. And I'm like, but how do you think you're going to get away with that? Like, maybe if you were Jeff Bezos or someone of that caliber and you had the kind of money that would buy this person's silence and could also facilitate hiding this level of
not even
deception.
Not even then
you always get caught. But it's not about
in the news about your secret baby or whatever. That's going to happen too.
Politicians, right? How do you do that? They have a mechanism to hide stuff, though.
Wasn't who was the president that caught with that was definitely was it Rand? Was it Rand?
No, John Edwards was the one who had a secret baby.
John Edwards.
He was on a fast track
for president, and you got a love child. Like, that's insane. But I think what happened, and what Harry can testify to this. They just have nobody that's teaching them. Their dad didn't know. If they had a dad, he didn't know. And if they threw the spaghetti and against the wall and see what sticks. Yeah. This became very obvious to me that I didn't even know that young guys, they don't even talk to girls on the phone. I don't know if are you aware of this?
I am, but it's only because I went down the groiper rabbit hole recently. So I started learning about groipers and all of these things. And
I'm not familiar with this. Hold on. What's a groiper?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Groiper is the little frog, okay, so I don't know if you know any of my background, but I kind of helped Gavin McGinnis.
Oh, I know what this is. Sorry. Yeah.
The Proud Boys.
And I have run in the Proud Boy world, unfortunately. You know what it became when Enrique Tarrio took over I'm not a fan of it. I've been around because how could you work for Roger Stone for 14 years and not be around these things? They were like this. And I know your original intent for it, and it sort of got sidetracked along the way.
Bastardized, yeah.
Well, my intent was to educate, to take guys, like treat women with respect and stuff. And then Gavin took it to a whole left, and then they cherry pick the parts out of it that they want and they discard. So the empathy part was not even a thing for them. And Harry will tell you that I blame myself to a certain extent because I put it, like I said, it's authenticity, credibility, and empathy. But I realized that you have to, the empathy, I should have empathized that so much more because it was undeniable.
In all fairness to you, everything you teach on the show evolves. I mean, that was the phase that you weren't necessarily, not that you don't preach empathy, but you didn't have ACE at that time, that authenticity, credibility, and empathy.
But I was talking about him. I was absolutely
you always talk about empathy, but it wasn't, part of the, it wasn't a part of your teachings in that sense at that time. And maybe that's part of what led you to, down the road with that, because, certainly.
I was sporadically, I was a part of it, and it kind of evolved on its own. But it also evolved on its own because of Gavin. Gavin McGinnis was out of his mind. Like this stuff he was telling
always has been. He was a little
always has been. I went to an event with Roger at a bar, and I remember
that's your first mistake where Gavin McGinnis is in a bar.
I have unfortunately been through a few Proud Boy events, but it was one that he was at. And he got up on the table, took his out and peed in a beer cup and then drank it. And I thought to myself,
what am I doing here?
I thought, I thought you were supposed to be the representation of masculinity and impressing this upon men. And to me, that was a feminine move of you doing that shock value and attention. That's what women do. And I just went, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here with these people. I ended up leaving. I just left Roger. I can't.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, it is. You're not wrong.
Yeah, the Groypers are like the
that's the little frog or whatever.
black pill version. So if you were to say, that Proud Boys are red pill, they're black pill. So it's the whole victimhood, and women are actually in control, and we're victims to the women. So they intensely hate women because they believe that women have victimized them. And then they go a step further to take the effeminate men in their community and trans shifting, I think is what it's called. And then they get them to assume the qualities of a woman so that they can get the benefits of the woman.
Of a man and
man. Yeah. So it's
two men hooking
is
up.
The term.
Which whatever, if you're trans, if you're genuinely trans, that's whatever.
That's
fine.
not what it is. This is something else.
It's like forcing these men. I mean, they're effeminate men anyways, and they're in a community where they're being groomed to believe that women have victimized them, but yet they still want to be straight. I mean, it's a whole thing, and I feel bad for. I hope there. If there's any men watching, you hear that they understand that that they're not victims, and they listen to you and learn.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.